All right, part two of the fucking thing. I'm circa in the middle of the film, and we are where Rose and Finn is in Canto Bight. But first of all, I want to talk about, I referenced Rashomon in the part one, and that is, of course, the perspective of, in this film, Luke tells Rey that he was gonna go into fucking Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren attacked him. But then Rey learns that it wasn't necessarily the case. Reference to Rashomon, just to get that out of the picture. But here they get into prison, and I have to say that the lighting, even the lighting, is Spielbergian. The camera work feels Spielbergian, and the tone feels Spielbergian, which I really enjoy. It has several tones in the film. I will admit that even though I don't hate this, the Poe Dameron part is the least interesting one. Many people would maybe say that Canto Bight is. I don't think so, personally. But yeah, then we are introduced to DJ, Benicio del Toro's character. That guy. I'm not making fun of people who are stammering. He does that in this film. So if you want to complain about the film. There's not so much more to say about this. I talked about that in part one. Other than the kid, which I showed you a video of in part one. And this kid is important to the end of the film. And Rose shows this little kid a ring of the resistance. Like it's a resistant mark or whatever on it. And the kid, because they're gonna release the fucking horses, and the kid is gonna tell on them, but she, no, don't do it. And she shows him the ring and whatever. That is a setup to later on in the film, the ending of the film. Duh. Rey and Kylo Ren talks for a third time through the Force, and now she confronts him about what Luke said about the, Rashomon thing. And Adam Driver, Kylo Jen, tells a kind of a different story, that Luke was aggressive and was gonna kill him. And he was, which is kind of the truth of what happened. And then Luke explains later on that, again, Rashomon. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Kylo Ren says this, which is part of the theme of this film, is how much do you kill? How much of it do you kill, and how do you rebuild if you kill something? And is Luke the last Jedi? Does he kill the Jedi by being the last Jedi? Or does he not do that? It's the scene in the cave thing where Rey sees herself. I love this. First when I saw this in the theaters, I was like, this film wasn't even on my top 10 that year, 2017. I was kind of disappointed because of all the changes, and I felt like there was disappointment about Rey going into the cage, seeing nothing, just seeing herself. Is she a clone or what? And also in the ending with Luke and Kylo Ren, we'll get to that. But second time I saw it, and I wonder, people that hate this film, how many times have you seen it? Because for me, it really worked the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time, and the 100th time. But yeah, the film is sort of conceptual, or takes really interesting makes really interesting choices. It asks a lot of questions. What if the hero is nobody? Which is parallel with the kid we were talking about earlier, which Finn and Rose show the ring, and we'll get to that later. But yeah, I love this. I fucking love this. Who is she talking to? Who is she talking to? Not Luke, but Kylo Ren.
Neither are you.
When they touch fingers, or touch, fingers, because they can they can touch each other, whatever. It's happening now. I do believe Rian Johnson said that was the closest thing a Star Wars film will come to a sex scene, which I find amusing. Also, gotta say, I'm not necessarily a behind the scenes kind of guy. I remember the DVDs had that, and now that's nostalgic. Anyway, it depends on the movie. But this documentary is a 1.5 hours documentary, I think. It's pretty fucking good because it's not a puff piece. It's not, oh, we love everything. It's kind of like the behind the scenes of Phantom Menace, which they show warts and all, which I really enjoy. This is the closest we come to a scene where Luke is actually fighting in this. Again, conceptually, this film is pretty fucking great. Narratively, character-wise, it's pretty And Luke tells her the truth about what happened. And many have complained about this. But Luke is and has always been very human. It's not like in the Return of the Jedi, is more stoic and more Jedi, more confident. But if you see like New Hope and Empire, it's very much human. And this is what we see. He sees Kylo Ren's future, or Ben Solo, back in the day, in a flashback. He says that he sees Kylo Ren's future and everything. And in a moment, like, he turns on the lightsaber and he regrets it immediately. Very human. And that's when Kylo Ren wakes up and thinks that he's gonna kill him, which they could have explored in the next film, but they fucking don't. I hate Revenge. What is it called? Rise of Sky. I hate it because it just. And people who say that this film, especially Red Letter Media, says like this film can go nowhere from here. That's bullshit. There's a lot of fucking things this film can explore. Luke says so himself, that what he saw was that smoke has already turned him, and you can hear the screams and everything is what Luke hears and probably sees. And as I said, the first thing we see in Force Awakens is Kylo Ren killing civilian people, innocent people. And this is what Luke sees. So it's quite understandable that he does that, but the regret of doing that, and also the regret, later on, thinking that he was actually, if he hadn't done that, it's kind of like a time travel thing, you know? Seeing the future and thinking you're gonna change it, but you are the actual catalyst of that happening in the future. So that's interesting to me. This film is very interesting. After Rey asks him, Luke, last time, can you join us? He denies her a last time. And then he goes to the Jedi whatever thing, where books or whatever the fuck it is, and he's gonna burn it, like he's tried to do before. And then fucking Papa Yoda shows up, and he shoots lighting on the fucking thing, so it burns. But Yoda here has some wise words, where he basically says the theme of the film. You learn from failure. This film is all about failure and learning from it. And I know that at Red Letter Media, again, I'm a fan of Red Letter Media, but Mike Stoklasa was complaining about Yoda being goofy Yoda, which he wasn't. But actually, it feels kind of like he was remembering Yoda from the prequel films. Because Empire, he was kind of goofy sometimes. And not only just in the beginning when he pretended not to be a Jedi. He had moments where he was. he wasn't as stoic and boring as he was in the prequels. So I just wanted to say that out loud. And I love this scene, this little moment between Luke, now as a master, talking to Yoda as a master. I might be mistaken, but the ship that Rey and Finn and Rose and the droid thing is in now is as big as the ship that they blew up in the beginning, right? I think so. No, maybe not. Come on, join the dark side and appreciate this film. Look at the colors, the color palette. It's so fucking awesome. Come on, man. Come on, join the dark side of the Force. Just look at how amazing this is. What? Oh, well. And the CGI on Snoke is pretty good. It's like David Jones level quality. It's pretty fucking great. The throne room sequence is fucking great. And the fact that I'm a big fan of things like this conceptual ideas, like, okay, we'll decide in this film no lightsaber will touch each other. It's like, yes, let's do this. Well, they do actually in the flashbacks, but not in the main storyline. That's never that doesn't happen. And Rey thinking Kylo Ren is now on the light side is just... There's no doubt that Kylo Ren cares about Rey, even though he doesn't go to the light side and he's in the dark side of the Force. There's no doubt about it. He cares about Rey. That's why I think, interesting enough, early in the film, he actually defies Snoke, and Snoke fucks him up. That was a power thing. But I think his motivation in this is what Snoke does to Rey. I gotta pee. I don't get why people were complaining about the Holdo maneuver. It's visual and it's like visual storytelling. Well, yeah, I think even George Lucas would show it and not talk about it. But yeah, I don't get why that is a problem. Captain Phasma returns, and there's a lot of stormtroopers there, and DJ makes a deal with them, and that makes the First Order having the upper hand. Whatever, I don't remember. And they are almost executed. But then, the Holdo maneuver, which is great. There is a deleted scene because when Finn fights Holdo, it's like before he defeats her, and she says, "You're scum," and he says, "Rebel scum," and the floor crashes down. In the deleted scene, it's much more intricate. It's Admiral Holdo. No, fuck. What is her fucking face? Captain Phasma. And Captain Phasma stands there with two stormtroopers. And Finn says, like, "Hey, stormtroopers, she was a rat in the first film." And they actually believe Finn. So Phasma, like, shoots them both. And then Finn, I don't remember what the fuck he did, but that was a kind of cooler ending. I'll say that. But pacing wise, this film is really, really good. I think, for me personally, there is no boring scene. Nothing boring about this film. I love this.
Destiny. The lightsaber to strike true.
Yes, it is. Yeah, but he sees it wrong.
And kills his true enemy.
His true enemy, yeah. Look at this. This is so awesome. I appreciate that there are 3 things happening, not 4. That's a reference to Phantom Menace. But yeah, you have the fight scene in the throne room. Snoke is now dead. And you have what's his face? Yeah. Finn and Rose almost been executed. And you have Admiral, what's her face? Holdo doing the maneuver. Those 2 crashes, like the fucking ship being ripped apart, like in a, like almost middle, not the middle, but 1/3 is being so cool. It's so fucking cool. People calling Rey Mary Sue, which Max Landis started, by the way, which was a pervert. He is allegedly, but Rey's not a Mary Sue in this. She gets beaten and kicked the fuck out of her, like these ninja samurai, whatever. They, compared to Kylo Ren, kind of fucking them up. Rey is getting beaten and whatever. She doesn't have that like Force Awakens thing.
The Sith, the Jedi, the rebels, let it all die. I want you to join me. We can roll together and bring a new order to the galaxy. No, you're still holding on!
You want to know the truth about your parents, too, but nobody. And Daisy Ridley plays it beautifully. She is like on her lowest point now. It's fucking great. They both play it really great. This is pure drama. I love it. First time I saw the film, I was actually thinking that Rey was gonna go to the dark side. And yeah. The whole editing between the three like people, like the lightsaber gets cracked and Holdo fucking cracks the whole ship. No, well, 1/3 of it. And the editing is great. It's great. This is so awesome. This is so awesome. It is. You could actually say that this film has 4 acts, which isn't any like films doesn't have to be 3 acts. It can be several. You have The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, made by David Fincher, not the Swedish one, the terrible one, the good one. That's 6 acts, and it works. This is now the rat crate, the salt place. And I want to talk a little bit about John Williams and how this film is different than the other films. There is something called, when they edit a film, they use stock music while they're editing, right? So when they use stock music, they edit to that music without even thinking about it. So when a composer have to compose music to that rhythm, it kind of gets stale, or stale might not be the right word. It's strict in that. I'm not English. You get what I'm saying, right? But in this case, I think that John Williams, let me check. I couldn't find it, but I believe it was more similar to how Ennio Morricone did the music with Sergio Leone, which was based on the script. And in Sergio Leone's case, I don't remember if that's the case with this one, But in Sergio Leone's case, he made the actors, like when they made the scenes, filmed it, they played the music while it happened, you know, which, if you have seen Sergio Leone, some Sergio Leone films, you know what I'm talking about. And this brings me to the score that is called Battle of Crate. And you can just listen to the score, Battle of Crate. Look it up on YouTube. There are themes there that are reminiscent of the prequels, the originals, and the sequels. They are so fast-paced. The change of every theme goes like this. And it's so masterfully intertwined that, yeah, just listen to the Battle of Crate. Here's the great way to, like, okay, so it's Battle of Crate, and remember the two arcs. Poe Dameron needs to be more strategic, be a leader, and Finn needs to be like a resistance fighter. He needs to understand that he's fighting more than his own goals, like saving Rey or something like that. You know, fighting for something more. Now, this is what happens when they're storming the First Order's fucking thing, the laser thing that's gonna blow up the fucking gate. And Poe Dameron sees that several of the fucking ship things, the things in the sand, I'll show you pictures, alright, are getting blown up. And he decides to pull back. That is the exact opposite of what he did in the beginning arc. And Finn tries to sacrifice. The best thing would have been if he actually sacrificed himself, actually, because it has nothing to do in the Rise of Skywalker. But that is the shitty film, you know. But he decides, he understands that he's fighting for something more. And arcs, you know. Uh-oh, who is that? Oh my god.
Luke.
Leia. This, now the theme from Return of the Jedi.
I know what you're gonna say.
When Luke talks to Leia about her being his sister. That theme plays right now. It's an underrated theme and I love it.
Sorry. I know you are.
She understands that it's a holographic thing, not a real thing, you know, or whatever. I read something interesting that when after Luke talks to Leia and he goes out, there's a theme. No. And he faces the First Order and he gets shot like fucking, you know, which is the first hint that is a hologram or whatever. That is a lighter, positive version of the Imperial March theme, Darth Vader's theme, or the Empire's theme, but it's actually, you know, that one. And it's the same theme played differently. I read somewhere. Yeah. And this, ladies and gentlemen, was what I kind of talked about in part 1. And I said, we'll talk about this later. This is where, first, when I saw it, I was disappointed that, oh, Luke is just a hologram. He's still on the island. But this is where Luke goes from being a legend, a hero, to being an idea, or being the epitome, is that the right word, of hope, which we see later on in the end with the kids in Canto Bight. They are playing with their own made toys. They are recreating this exact moment, which is a sign that what Luke is doing here has gone through the galaxy, that people know about this event, and Luke has become something more. And that is shown also in the fact that he's not there. He is literally an idea, literally something more than a physical being, which is great, conceptual. And it works like I love it. So as a grown-up, I really love this Kylo Ren versus Luke Skywalker. It's Luke beats him in every way. He isn't there, and he helps the resistance to, escape by just fitting into Kylo Ren's rage. Kylo Ren is so angry and rageful that he doesn't see that Luke is a hologram. It's great.
I will not be the last Jedi.
Transition. Strike me down in anger and I'll always be with you, just like your father. That is a setup to the third film. That Luke will be a Force ghost or whatever for Kylo Ren. But no, that didn't happen because J.J. Abrams made a fucking terrible film. This is so good. This is so good. There we go. There we go. That's my boy. See you around, kid, he says before he vanishes. See you around, kid. But it doesn't. It doesn't in the third one. Oh, fuck. I hate what is called Rise of Skywalker. Go fuck itself. So Luke dies, and but I want that moment for myself. Don't want to film it or whatever. So, but it's pretty good. And it's a sunset with two moons or suns or planets or whatever, which mirrors the famous scene from New Hope, where he is young and he looks at the sunset. And the two moons or fucking planets or whatever. And you can also see this as a, the cinematography, man. The composition. You can also see this as a, not necessarily a death, but a transition. Like the other, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, Yoda. But no, not in the third one. So the film is over. It's done. Look at this. It's bright outside. It's Norway. It's 2 hours of darkness, and then it's I'm going to bed soon. But it's the scene in the end with the kid from Canto Bight using his force powers to pick up thing. I'm not English, but yeah, he uses his force thing, and he looks at the universe, the galaxy, and full of hope, which hints at wow, there's more out there with the force powers. There's a new start, a new beginning of Jedi, and maybe redefining what Jedi means, and it's so much here you can do something with. But the third one is fucking terrible. Well, anyway, I love this film. I love it. Empire, I think Empire, Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is a lot of nostalgia. I think this is a better film than Return of the Jedi, actually. Not better than Empire, but sorry to say, nerds, this is up there for me. I love this. Anyway, bye.